Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Becca and today we're doing a little throwback and we're doing a video where I talk about 4 plants under a certain theme. And today's theme is 4 plants that did very, very well over the summer. They had the best summer glow up out of my whole collection and I'm really excited to show you guys these. Okay, first up we have my golden pothos, which looks a little thirsty right now. I did just finish watering it, so bear with me there, but look at how much plant we have going on here. Like, there's so much plant, and I just chopped off like a good portion of it because I was looking back at pictures from the summertime, like early summer, and looking at how long this plant was, and it was like just barely below these shelves right here. And when I chopped it just now, it was on the floor, like a couple inches on the floor. So she is absolutely thriving, and I do not know why, because I have never had good luck with pothos. And I don't know why that is either. I think maybe they don't handle my kind of neglect as well as like a Hartley philodendron, for example. I've had lots of trailing plants over the years, but this one is just not one that I've been able to keep super happy. And it's making me want to try again with other pothos, like the Enjoy pothos. I really, really like those, but they do not like me. So it makes me kind of want to try it, at least here. Maybe the lower light allows for the plant to not dry out as fast, and so then I get just a beautiful, gorgeous plant. Despite it having pretty low light, there is a lot of variegation in these leaves, so that's really exciting. I love this plant so much. It is such a beautiful like centerpiece for my plant shelves back here. I put the cuttings in a little thing of water, and they're currently sitting on top of my plant cabinet. And maybe I will pot it in with its mom eventually, but I am just kind of liking the idea of having like an excess amount of pothos that I can just put it anywhere I want. Okay, next up, this is the plant that was featured in the thumbnail. This is my Philodendron Splendid. And if you've been around for a long time, I've had this plant almost since the beginning. I want to say I got this in like 2019. It was sent to me as a gift from somebody in one of those like pay it forward gestures, and I have definitely paid it forward since then with a few of my other plants, and I'm so happy that I found a way to keep this plant around for as many years as I have. It has gone through so many different phases. This plant has been on a really tall plank. It's been in moss in my greenhouse cabinet. It has been in water, and now we're back to soil after I propagated it the most recent time, and it's putting out some really impressive leaves. Like, look at how big this leaf is. It's so beautiful. Philodendron Splendid is a cross between the melanochrysum and the verrucosum, and you can see that especially on the backs. The backs have just this gorgeous red tint, and you can see this new leaf has it as well. So I'm super excited to see this plant continue to grow, and I just truly wasn't expecting it to be as happy as it is in this room. Like, this room is just really, really surprising me, and I wonder if the yellow paint is helping a lot with that, like reflecting the light off of the walls and back onto the plants. I don't know, but this room faces northeast, so it's not a particularly bright room like throughout the day, say like direct sun, whereas my old plant room had like an entire wall of south facing windows and almost an entire wall of west facing windows. Maybe it was just too much light, I don't know, but my plants are just loving this space. Like, truly, I had to pare it down to just 4 plants because I could have talked about a lot of different things, but this one is really surprising me. Like, I just really haven't seen it this happy in a very, very long time. It's putting out new leaves all the time, and I need to get it on a plank because I think once I have it on a plank, it's just gonna really take off and put out huge leaves. And even though it's not currently being supported by anything, look at how long this leaf is already. Like, it's gonna be bigger than this one for sure. So it's exciting to see this plant thrive because I think when I really, really dig deep and think about which of my plants are my favorite, this is absolutely like a top 5 because it's just so unique. And I love each of the parent plants individually, but just cannot grow either of them. And maybe I should try again in this room. But it's so cool that the two parents have come together to create this splendid that is a lot more hardy than both of the other plants combined, at least in my experience. So yeah, she's loving it. Loving, loving, loving being in this little terracotta pot in my soil and in the top corner of my plant shelf, which I didn't think was gonna be a great spot, but it clearly is. Super happy. Thank you so much to the sponsor of today's video, which is Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build your brand online. If you have anything that you want to share with the world about your business, about your skills, Squarespace is the place to do it. I personally use my Squarespace website for a few different things. So I have a portfolio, like a professional portfolio, so people can go on. If I'm applying for a job, they can see my work and some examples of the things that I do. I also have a plant design section on my website where people can book consultations to have me design their plant space. If that's something that you guys are interested in, I'm definitely doing some virtual consults too. I also really love that Squarespace makes it really easy for you to be found for the things that you want to be found for. All of your pages are going to have metadata and site mapping, which is just some things that help with SEO so that when someone searches up your services, you're gonna show up. So whether you're looking to sell products, sell services, or anything wrapped up in those like email campaigns or invoicing, I would highly suggest checking out Squarespace. I do have a code, Becca de la Plants 10, and that will get you 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Okay, next up. These last two are Hoya, which I probably should have thought ahead and not put the Hoya next to each other, but we're gonna start off with my Hoya linearis, which has had the most epic transformation this summer. Look at all of this plant. I can't even get it all in the frame, which I never thought I would say about my linearis. Me and this plant have really gone through it together. It was a plant that I bought for myself when I first launched my website, delaplants.com, many, many years ago. I got it from Plantarina, which I don't know where she is these days, but back when she had an online store and was selling plants kind of briefly, I bought this, and it was a big 6-inch plant. And I was so amazed because I had never seen a linearis like so big in front of me. When I bought this, I was living in Tucson, and like the plant market in Tucson was just not very good for a really long time. And it probably was just because it was so dang hot, and just like, how can nurseries sustain like such tropical foliage, and especially stuff like this? So a lot of my nurseries had more basic stuff, which was fine, but if I ever wanted something a little bit more unique, I would have to order it online. And then when I moved to the Midwest, that kind of changed for me. All of that aside, one thing about me is I'm gonna tangent. This plant almost died on me. It just suddenly went really, really downhill, and I am not sure why, but I did have it planted in a terracotta pot. It was on my plant wall in Missouri, and I do think that it was mostly watering neglect. I guess I can't fully say, I don't know why, but when that happened, I propagated it via the butterfly method, and then I had a few pieces that I just put in water, and it all came back, and it was probably up to like maybe right here, like a couple months ago. And I decided, hey, let's put it in this self-watering pot. I have these really beautiful self-watering pots on my hanging wall, and I just wanted to see if that would change anything, and it very much did. So as you can see, it's grown more than 12 inches this summer, and we even have some like new branches. Like this is entirely new. What else? Anything that's kind of short is new. This one I think is new. Anyway, it's like a, oh, this is new for sure. It was doing like the funny haircut thing, because when linearis put out a new branch, they kind of just like stick straight up, so it looks like they're having a bad hair day. But linearis is one of my favorite Hoyas, mostly because when you touch it, they are just like so velvety soft, and they're just really cool to look at. So my next goal for this plant is for it to bloom. And I can say that, but it's gonna bloom on its own time. But now that I have figured out a care routine that really works for it, keeping it in the self-watering pot has been life-changing for me and this plant. So hopefully now that it has like really great conditions watering wise, and hopefully, well, clearly it's getting enough light, hopefully now it will bloom at some point. But really, like, this is the Hoya that someday when it does bloom, I will have reached my peak as a plant owner someday when this plant blooms. I'm so excited for that day. But until then, she's really beautiful just as a foliage plant too. My last plant to share today is my Hoya villosa. I got this plant originally as a very small cutting from my friend Nicole years and years ago, and it honestly never did much. And when I moved to this house, it started doing a lot better, and I think it's because I was able to put it in my kitchen window and I watered it all the time. Water is the main ingredient here, I think. But yeah, I watered it all the time and it started putting out a lot of new growth. It put out this long stem, which now has good foliage on it and more to come. There's definitely more to come. It branched as well, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, right here. There's a little extra branch right there that's coming. So anyway, she's doing incredible. And now I'm just like waiting for it to kind of finish growing out so that I can wrap it around this circle trellis and come back out the top, because Hoya don't like to grow when their stem is facing down. So if you are trying to grow a Hoya on like a circle trellis or something, when it gets to the point where it's here, you can see that the plant is literally curving back up because it doesn't want to follow the trellis down. So I'm pretty much just waiting for all of this to fill in up to the point where I can wrap it, and then it's like maybe to right here. And then it'll start growing up again. But I'm gonna have to wait a while for that, especially now that we're getting into the dormant season. But this Hoya villosa is such a treat. It's so beautiful. It's really another like super soft and fuzzy Hoya. And I found it to be pretty hardy. And it really, really took off when I brought it in here over the summer when it was super humid. It was like 80% humidity, 80 degrees in here. Like if that's not the tropics, I don't know what is. Super, super great conditions, and it just exploded. Like a lot of these leaves came at that point. So she's absolutely thriving. She's loving her life, and I'm very, very happy about that. And I am a little sad that we're now going into winter where it will be more dormant. And it's just kind of how it is. It is how it is. I'm not going to heat this room to be 80 degrees because that would be extremely expensive. But someday, maybe, when I'm in a different tax bracket, if ever. But yeah, guys, those are the plants that were the absolute happiest this summer. There was so many that I could have picked, but these ones definitely blew it out of the water with their growth or just like a general transformation. I am so proud of them, and I cannot wait to see what they do even next summer, because it's all uphill from here, baby. Like a lot of these plants are still kind of small or immature, and I'm just so excited to see them be like, especially the linearis, be like a huge full basket. And like I'm considering, should I take some cuttings and make it even fuller on top? And I don't know, I'm just dreaming. Basically, that's what you do in the winter time, is you look around at your plants and you think about all the fun things that you want to do with them in the springtime and the summertime. But for now, I am happy that they are happy, and we're gonna hunker down for a nice, cool winter. Who knows what Oklahoma will bring me this year? Last winter was really surprising for a lot of reasons, but this winter will hopefully, since I've gone through it at this point, hopefully will be a little more predictable. All the Oklahomans are laughing at me right now. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this bonus video. Thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I'm doing vlogs now where I show a little bit more than just my plants, but I do plan on still making videos like this as bonus content, because I know there's a lot of people out there who followed me for that and would like to continue watching videos like that. So as I have time and as I have the ideas that feel inspiring, I will definitely make these videos, especially now that I have time to make extra content. So thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already for more planty tips. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.